Hey guys, this is Tom Box. Welcome to MST.TV. I got a special treat for you guys, or rather two special treats here. I am here with two of the runner-ups. Both of you have earned your remote duel, invitational invite. The actual invite, not the qualifier. Both of you were runner-ups into your own divisions. We have here Kyle Waterbury and we have Yishan McNabb. Welcome you guys. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing good.
Doing well now that I got second, you know.
Well, this is only step one. This is only the beginning part of your journey. You got another big tournament, of course, and you guys, I guess, you're part of the. I think there's how many? I don't remember how many blocks there are. I think there's
30. There's 32 total players, I think.
Yeah, so you guys are representing each of your divisions. So congratulations. Now, one of the most amazing parts, if you guys don't even see this list on the side already. Yeah, that's right. They both did it with Rogue, and the thing is why we're doing it here together. Well, first of all, you guys are both friends, and second of all, both of you ran Lyrilusc Tri-Brigade. Very interesting list. Didn't go the zoo route. You went the Tri-Brigade route. I guess Yishan, to most people, you're still representing the Rogue levels, Rogue tier players, and showing the world that, hey, Rogue tier, legit. You just need to know how to play the game. I think if you're a good player, you can play Rogue and you still do extremely well. And you guys are clear examples of the case. And fun fact, guys, Kyle murdered me before, like completely. He murdered me in the final round, I believe. Was it the final round?
Round 5 or 8. Around 8.
Round 8. Yes, you murdered me in round 8 of the Remote Duel Extravaganza main event, which actually cut me off of top 16.
Crushed his hopes there.
Yeah, you popped my bubble, that's for sure. But hey, I was like, I still made the bare minimum. My two tie breaks were still very legit.
They were still like finished better than I did.
Yeah, 5th and 9th for my tie breaks. They were really good. But okay, enough about me. Let's talk about you guys. Okay, so you guys both finished second place. You guys made it through the Swiss rounds and got through Top Cut, and well, of course, made it. So. Why don't we start off with a bit of a round to round before we get into the deck profile, and before we even get into that, both of you, do you guys have any shoutouts you want to give now? That's right, we're doing shoutouts now, guys.
Yes. I first have to shout out Kyle right here because he played this deck first. So how I got hooked on this deck was basically first I lost to it at the event. We're all talking about the Remote Duel Extravaganza qualifier thingy. And I lost to it, and then I found out Kyle was also playing this deck, and we're good friends from college. And then Kyle showed me the combos, and I think his deck was even more advanced. I forgot my opponent's name that I lost to at that event, but he'd even made the deck more advanced than how my opponent was playing it. So I got hooked because I saw some of the plays he was doing, and I was like, wow, this deck is a serious deck. So I don't have to shout out Kyle because there's no way I would be playing this deck. I probably wouldn't have even heard of it, honestly, if it wasn't for him. So that's my main shout out for this video.
Yeah, don't worry, we got another round of shout out at the end. So if you think of anyone else, feel free to shout them out at the very end. What about you, Kyle?
Awesome. So I have like two main ones. So my first one is both Bailey and Yishan, because over the past few weeks we've been like theory crafting a little bit, so it's really helped like changing out the like Skullmeisters for DD Crows and putting in droplets. It's made the deck like so smooth, and it's been great. And then the big one is my friend Eli, who's back home in Yuba City, California, which is where I'm from. He let me play all day in his house, not only for the extravaganza, which was 14 hours, but yesterday in his kitchen. So because I didn't have anywhere to play, so that was great. So thank you, Eli.
Well-deserved shout-outs. There is as much of a top for them as it is for you guys.
Basically.
Exactly.
First of all, we're going to do a round-to-round summary about how you guys got to there, and then we'll do a deck list. Now, you guys have slight differences in your deck lists, and we're going to showcase that here today. I know I'm only showing one deck list right here, but this one's Yishan's deck list, and there's maybe even a little bit of complications that we would like to talk about as we get there. We'll talk about it. We'll bring some light to the situation. But let's start off with Yishan. What were your rounds like?
Yeah, so I played, it was all meta except for my final match. So I played DRYTRON first 2 rounds.
Okay, DRYTRON.
And if you're a new viewer or you don't really understand this deck, the first thing you need to understand is this deck beats the crap out of DRYTRON.
Yes, I agree.
It just beats the crap out of it. So those are pretty easy matchups. It's really hard for the DRYTRON player to win. They have to win. They basically have to win the dice roll and get super lucky. And if they don't get both of those things, it's grim for them.
What's the kill
basically.
move? You know what? Just
Yeah, the kill move is this level 4 winged beast with 1,000 attack and 1,000 defense. Basically, it's your own Vanity's Ruler
against them.
Against them, you know, they can't special summon anything but winds, but nothing in their deck is wind, so they just can't do anything.
That's not true.
Great.
You know what? I'll tell you what's a wind.
The birds in the extra deck are wind.
Basically, the birds match your birds.
You need the light monsters, so it doesn't quite add up there.
It's true, but like the key thing here, I kind of want to point out because I did lose to this deck, and I think coming from the loser of the group here, I would say that there is a flow in DRYTRON that this DRYTRON can't break. The flow needs the multiple summons, and you'll never kill that statue. You're gonna be like, oh, I'm just gonna Manju over it. I run 3 Manjus. I can get the Manju. Yeah, that's not really going to happen. It doesn't work that way. Yeah, so we'll get into that in a bit. But yeah, double DRYTRON. What's that? What's next?
Okay, then I think I might get the order wrong, but I played against a Zodiac Lich. Okay. The thing you have to understand about that deck is the statue's also very good in that matchup because every single trap card that the Eldritch need to do needs to special summon. And so still pretty good matchup. Then I played a Virtual World, which I drew against. Out of all the decks, Virtual World's by far the most difficult to play against. Mostly because the statue is not great, and they also have Qinglong to just negate stuff. So you're sort of relying on Appaloosa and the Apex Avion. But I tied a Virtual World there. Okay. I think I then lost my next round to a Virtual World. So that was my first loss. And then I played a Zodiac Eldritch in my last round, and I won that one. So I was able to make top 8. And then in top 8, I got a rematch against the Virtual World player that I tied against. But I got pretty lucky because he didn't open VFD, which is basically like, okay, I have a very big chance of winning if they don't open VFD, but it almost never happens. But he didn't open VFD, and in game 2, I was able to draw 2 Lancias. And he had like Desires in his hand. Desires, triple text, but I was standby phase Lancia. So I was able to take that one.
You got your revenge.
I got my revenge.
Your redemption match.
Yeah, on the money match top 4, I was like, I really hope it's DRYTRON. And what do you know, it was DRYTRON. So basically, you know, like I said, you have to get super lucky as a DRYTRON player. I played into a Nibiru the second game, which I lost, which I might have been able to play around it. It was like a tough situation. It was like, do I play around Nibiru, which I haven't seen before? Do I play around a normal summon? Because I couldn't make Link Karibo and Appaloosa, so I just went to play around the normal summon, but I got Nibiru. But then game 3, you just do your combo, and they really can't do anything. So
yeah. I didn't actually expect the Nibiru. There's actually been a lot less Nibiru.
There's been less Nibiru, but people have been playing it today, and I actually got Nibiru like twice today.
That's actually a lot.
That's twice or 3 times.
Yeah. To me, that's actually a lot.
It hurts. I don't know how many times I play around it, because it's actually not too hard to play around Nibiru with this deck, as Kyle taught me. So it's only like those where you're going second, and they have a bunch of interruptions, and you're trying really hard to play around it, and then like you're trying to go for your last push, and then Nibiru, and you're like, dang. But okay. Yeah, and then I lost in the finals to, actually, of all things, a Phantom Knight, like the level 3 Phantom Knight deck.
Oh, how did that happen?
I drew a great hand game 1, even though I was going second. Game 2, I actually lost, partly due to some not so great hand trapping on my part, and partly because I actually really wish I played Downer Magician. I never summoned Omega once, and Downer Magician would have been a pretty big deal that game. It's hard to decide which one is better.
Did you need the double Zeus at one point?
I needed the double Zeus pretty badly.
Okay.
So I guess I think it's like at the, I think you want to like estimate the skill level of the players you're playing against, because a lot of players, the better you get, the more conservative, and the more players like to play around stuff. So a lot of players are playing around Gamma, like they weren't hand trapping my like Fractal or Tenki, and I actually wasn't able to play Jack in the hand this event.
Yeah, I want to explain that. Why?
So apparently, I guess it was always banned, but no one really knew this except for like the head judges. So Kyle was able to play. You were able to play, and basically Kyle went through, like he told me, he went through 3 deck checks,
and all of
3 deck checks, and all the top cut matches, and only in the finals they're like, by the way, you can't use Jack in the hand. And so Kyle just went and told me,
like, you have to give your opponent a card, and they're like,
right,
you can't do it. It's kind of like Lullaby of Obedience kind of deal.
Yes, it's like Lullaby of Obedience. It's like, I guess if you're a Lyrilusc Tri-Brigade player, your argument is, of course, this card's easy to resolve. It's like not that hard to resolve like properly. But anyway, so I wasn't able to play Jack in the hand, so that probably should have biased my decision to play Downer Magician, because like sometimes people will even ash Jack in the hand, and then if you gamble them there, you're feeling like a champion. But
Yeah.
anyway, it's okay. You know, and then game 3 I lost. I did my combo. I was feeling good, and then I got I drolled during my combo, so I couldn't draw off Fairy Jet. My top card was actually a Lancia.
How
enough.
painful is the droll against your deck?
Droll can hurt, but usually you can still make the wind some more link.
At least.
So usually it's if that's good enough, you're usually fine. Actually, I was able to make some more link and the double Dragon Lords.
Oh, so you got to bounce
but
too.
yeah, but my opponent, so he actually drilled me, so I my top card was Lancia. I wasn't able to draw into that, and then he even lead me, and then dropleted me, and then comboed me. So I was like, dang, you know, it happens.
Was it the
It's
one-shot
okay.
combo where they just put everything into a Arc Rebellion and One Punch Man?
Yeah,
all the way
well,
through?
he was playing like the Arc Rebellion or one of the rebellions that could negate a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I mean, it happens. I sacked some opponents today, so listen, it's okay. Get sacked. I'm just happy I didn't get sacked until the finals. Like that's the right. If you're gonna get sacked at any time during the tournament, that's the right time to get sacked. So
I mean, at the end, it was just for glory for that last round.
it's just for glory, yeah. It's
Glory.
some stuff, but I was happy. And yeah, because I'll let Kyle talk about his matches. How
Yeah,
that went.
well, we'll get into the deck after Kyle's matches. How did your journey go? So right now we've got a pure meta line. So how did you do?
So most of my stuff was pretty relevant. So round 1, I played, surprisingly enough, I played a mirror match,
Whoa,
which
a
I was
mirror.
not expecting to be playing. It was slightly different. He played some actual like Fire Fist stuff in there to extend combos with
Okay.
like Eagle. But it was pretty easy, only because I've been playing the deck so long, so I know like what to take, what to hit.
Okay.
So like when he Jack in the hand me, I took his Warbler, and then I also had full combo next turn because
Did he know what you were playing when he played Jack in the Hand?
Yeah,
Oh, that's a really high risk move.
and then you
Okay.
give it to me, and it's full combo. So it's like, thanks.
Okay.
Round 2, I played DRYTRON.
Okay.
Like Yishan said, it's pretty free if you win the dice roll. Like it's like there's rare situations where you don't win, but like every time I've played DRYTRON, I've won. Game 2, I opened 4 hand traps and a draw blitz against this guy. So then it was just like, I'm so sorry, you can't play. Round 3, I played Dogmatic Azulich. So game 1, I mean, I made combo. He had to try to get rid of it. He set 5, but then I just grinded it out, and I ended up winning game 1.
Mhm.
And then game 2, all he really had was Trident and the Conch Pop, and I was able to make Barrier Statue clear his board and have protection for it. So it was like he couldn't get through it.
Okay.
Round 4 is when I lost. So I played against Virtual World. There wasn't really anything special. I just bricked every single one of the games. I could make plays, but like there was games where I would like open Statue and Apex, and I was like, well, let's see
Double
what I can
Garnet.
make.
It's kind of
Yeah.
double Garnety right there.
Just Virtual World, the matchup's already kind of hard for this deck,
Yep.
so you can't like afford the major brick.
Yeah, it's true.
Mhm,
And then
mhm.
my last opponent for round 5 was another DRYTRON player, which I did. I won the dice roll again. Game 1, made the board, didn't even do anything. He just scooped. Game 2, he opened Aqua Dolphin, but I opened Double Ash and Droplets, and he didn't have much. Like he only had one name.
Oh,
So then next turn I top decked combo, and then I just
had
One.
one name,
yeah.
and
it
he
was-
didn't even try to go into a Herald of Perfection or anything.
No, so he went all the way up to Union Hanger, and he stopped with the Union Hanger on the Dom Knight. He only opened the one that searches for the ritual spell, and he didn't even search the ritual spell because he had it in his hand.
Oh, that is pretty bad.
Yeah, I was like, I'm so sorry.
well, that's too bad.
Top
Okay.
8, I was kind of worried. My first match was against the guy I lost to.
So the virtual world guy. Hey,
yeah.
both of you have a very similar path. It's almost a mirror
True.
path right now.
Yeah.
So game 1, I won the dice roll, but I lost, and that was bad because he also banished all 3 of his traps. So I was like, I shouldn't have lost, but he still came back
Okay.
because VFD is a hell of a card if you clear my board. Game 2, I was able to win Game 3, I opened Statue and Apex, and I swear I thought I was gonna lose. Like, it was bad. And then I top decked Gamma and said stand by main, and he said, "Oh, activate effect." And I went Gamma, and then made an Omega and ripped another card. Yeah,
Okay.
that game went on forever. I had to Nibiru him and gave him like a 5800 attack point token, and I had to just switch Nibiru to defense and hope I stayed alive. I eventually drew 2 level 1s, and I made a Recital Starling, really good if it comes up in this situation. And then I attacked it with 0 attack points into his 5800 Nibiru token, so he would take 5800 while I was at 86 because of Upstart.
Ooh.
And then I won.
Nice.
Top 4, I played against 5 monster Eldritch. He had 5 monsters in his deck. It was kind of scary.
This is a pure Eldritch?
Yeah, it
Sounds like it.
It was. I kind of saw his list. It was like 2 lords, a pink, and like 2 Ecclesias, I think, or 3 lords and 1 Ecclesia, something like that.
Okay.
And then Extravagance, some other spells, and then a whole bunch of trap cards.
No,
But
he's in it for the grind.
yeah, game 1 he set 5 after I made board. None of them really did much. He got himself down to 7200. I activated Fractal to summon, and when I brought out the monster, he tried to strike it, and I was like, "You can't do that." And he was like, "Can I strike the Fractal?" And I was like, "No, because you didn't know what I was going to bring out until you said, 'Can I strike the Fractal?'" And then I brought out the Doom Eagle, which is 4800 attack points, and the Samorg, and I attacked him for 72 because he hit himself for 800. And then game 2, I feel bad. I opened Duster against his 5 back row.
Did he have any Solemn? No Solemn?
No.
Oh, well, that's
And then I comboed through Mistaken Arrest.
Oh.
No, I made some Orc statue, and then he
oh, that's over. He has no
drew a
play.
couple turns.
I don't think he has a single play left after that.
No.
All right.
And then my top 2 matches is my sack of the day, where I didn't get sacked by like anyone else. I got sacked by like the game itself.
Yep.
God, he said I wasn't my time because I activated Jack in the hand, and they said, and my opponent said, "Judge, can he play that?" And they were like, "No." And I
but then again,
they called it in top 2, not my top 4 match when I activated it, or my top 8 match when I activated it, or my round 5 match when I activated it.
that is
just top 2 matches.
yeah, that's something that needs to get locked down.
It was kind of sad because I opened multiple, and then they're not even garnets at that point. They are actually non-existent cards in my 5-card hand, and I got a penalty for it.
And
So,
did they reset the match, or did they just say you can't play it?
no, they just said I can't play it, and I had to just try to play.
Well, that's a major. That's a really dumb disadvantage to actually take.
What bothered me is, so they're hiding behind this rule that says, or the policy that says cards similar to. They have like a list of cards, and they say any card similar to this is banned. What I don't understand is there are not that many cards that would actually see competitive play. This type of card, Lullaby of Obedience. There's a few others, but Jack in the Hand is one of them. They could have just put it on the list and made it really clear. But it is what it is. So it is what it is.
I mean, like, yeah, he was. I mean, it. And to top it all off, this guy went 8-0 with Guru. Before I played this, I had Yishan knows. I've played Guru since the day it came out. Never in my life have I gone 8-0. That deck
so was he first place after Swiss?
Yes. Yeah. And after top cut. And I was like, dang, okay. And I almost played through it because he opened Summon Limit and TC Boo, and I was like, okay, guess I'll just try to play. And then he top deck Red Ice Fuse, and I was like, yeah, you got it. And then I had to side an extra 3 cards out because I'm not going to keep Jack in the hand in, so I just have to put 3 cards in.
Oh.
And then didn't draw anything. So that's how my day went.
We're still gonna see your full deck list and see the changes,
yes.
just in case maybe we'll get a chance to play it, or maybe we'll have to readapt to Yishan's list because he couldn't play Jack in the Hand to begin with. But we'll see. We'll feature both, definitely. Okay, so now we can go into the deck list. Thank you for sharing your journey. It feels like it was almost like a mirrored journey all the way through. Very similar matchups, maybe a couple of differences here and there. But Kyle, you went 4-1. That was really cool.
Yeah, I did.
Yishan, what place were you at the end of the top? At the
4-1-1.
4-1.
But we had 36 people, so I was like 5th at the end of this
okay,
list.
that's not bad. That's really good, really good.
I was 6th X1.
Wow, that's a really, really tough top.
I was like,
not a lot of that was not a lot of draws then.
No, no one in the top 8 had a draw.
Okay, that made sense.
Because I don't think anybody. Yeah, because after me, it was 2 X2s with 7th and 8th.
Okay, yeah, there was definitely no draws then. So yeah, like X2 was the bubble. And okay, so let's take a look at the deck list here. I have it all sorted out for you guys. So from here we have, the hand trap package. We have the Tri-Brigade package. Oh my God, these are the ultras, guys. Guys, you gotta go pick them up now, guys. Hyping up the market. Pick them up. Okay, so we also have Lyrilusc package. I never thought I would see the day that these guys would see competitive play. I mean, they were brushed off as we only care about the fusion, we only care about the XCs. Never did I think that these guys would actually come up here, but here they are. In 3s, no less, and triple Kinkaboyo. If you guys don't know what this card is, this is the Beast Spirit that summons out, I believe, another level 1 in the graveyard. This was actually popular during the Piper deck, because Piper was level 1 and used this to draw cards. And I believe it doesn't even negate the effect of the monster it summons. So yeah,
it does not.
That is really beneficial. Now, being a spirit monster, of course, it can only be normal summoned. And down here we have the search cards of Tenki. We have some of the Sakier cards. We have Called by the Grave, which you should just run it if you need it, because if it's a weakness, why are you not playing the card? Monster Reborn, additional extender, and we have Barrier Statue, also known as the DRYTRON Killer. We have Apex Avian, the Omni Negate that can negate at the level of Cyber Dragon Infinity, because it can negate the effects of stuff as well. And we have a Harpy's Feather Duster. So that would make up the main deck here. So what do you, I would go into the extra deck after, but why the triple DD Crow? This...
Yeah, so this is something Kyle and I and Bailey figured out pretty well, I mean, not pretty quickly, but it took some time.
Yeah,
after some refining, basically. I mean, I was sort of like, I want to play a few more hand traps. I was testing against one of my other friends, and I was like, I'd like to play a few more hand traps. And I'm like, why not I just play triple Crow? Because I realized when I draw Crow, if I don't need it, I can use it for combo. It has a lot of synergies with Sapphire Swallow because it's a level 1 Wing Beast. Also, you can revive it off Kinkaboyo and do a bunch of stuff. So it's like a hand trap that doesn't brook you, which is fantastic, right? It's a hand trap that helps you combo, which is pretty rare in a lot of decks. Mm-hmm. So that's really the main reason behind DD Crow. I don't know if you have anything to add, Kyle.
Yeah, so no, originally I was playing Skullmeister. I was playing 2 Meister and 1 DD Crow because DD Crow was searchable, so there was no reason not to play it. But after the extravaganza, I realized there were so many times that Skullmeister was in my graveyard that if it was a DD Crow, I had combo as Tri-Brigade material.
Okay.
And like Yishan said, there's times where okay, normal summon DD Crow, Sapphire Swallow effect, spell short stuff, and Nerval. I'm still ending on.
Yeah, it's a combo. It's just another combo, basically. Same combo.
So it synergizes much better. Well, yeah, like you guys said earlier, much smoother.
Yeah.
Okay. And, okay, so we have Triple Ash, which is pretty standard. I think Triple Gamma is also pretty standard. Probably one of the best hand traps, if you can play it. Have you ever needed to play this on your own turn?
I know it came up a couple times for me this weekend where it came up. Mm-hmm. Mostly, I hit a VFD, but there were times I hit Ash. And just being able to hit the Ash off of it, and then you'll see in the extra deck that we do play a synchro for it. Taking another card out of their hand to put them to 3, and then still doing your combo is just it's sweet. It's really great.
Yep, sounds really good. Okay. Well, let's look into the Tri-Brigade package before we go into the meat of the deck, which would be the Lyrilusc. The Tri-Brigade package, is this the right ratio you want to run everything at? Because, okay, for you guys being a Wing Beast, and luckily the Wing Beast is the one that is actually level 1. I think that does play a big.
Appreciate that one.
I think that does play a big part into it. Is it correct to actually run 3 copies of Keras?
That one is debatable. How many did you run, Kyle?
I ran 2. So
you ran 2?
Because I don't want to see it all the time, but when you do, because you search it, but if you do see it, okay. I mean, I don't have to search it, so. But it's also it does the ratios will change a little bit when like Kit comes out because Kit is like just really good for what she does.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I like 2 Karas, but I can see the argument for why 3 is good too.
Yeah, I think it's debatable. I agree with Kyle. If you're not playing 3 Fractal and 3 Nerval, though, you're doing something wrong. You have to play 3 of those.
That's 3.
This is your foolish burial. This is literally the free search. And
well, but it can also foolish one of the Lyrilusc cards, which is
for full combo.
This is the main. Right. This is the main reason why this deck works. Actually,
it's because this can also send any beast. Try one of the Tri-Beast monsters.
Yeah, so it's almost always Nerval or the card right next to Fractal.
Cobalt Sparrow.
It's Cobalt Sparrow. Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's really cool. All right. And of course, Triple Tanky, because Triple Tanky can fetch this. That's a lot of consistency. It really funnels down into the correct play every time. All right. Okay. So let's go into the big meat of the deck. The part that a lot of people probably don't really know, they're probably not really aware of, which was the Lyrilusc, like the package. Because these are, I don't think they have been teched into any deck normally. So let's bring us up to speed on these.
So,
yeah, go ahead, Kyle. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know about Yishan, but I've always thought these cards were really good. I just thought they needed something to push them, and that's why. And with the Tri-Brigades is what pushed them, because Warbler's full combo without a normal summon, like full combo without a normal summon, with her and Fractal, like. Because she'll special Cobalt search, she'll search with the recital, you'll just make your board. And just having her, and then if you also have like Kinkabayu, if they interrupt the turquoise, oh, you didn't normal summon Kinkabayu, still have full combo. So it's like, the cards are really good. And Sapphire Swallow being a free special summon of 2 if you have a freaking Wing Beast on your field, it's just really good.
Okay. Did you ever use the second effect, like if there's like a wind exceeds attached to this, gains the effect?
No. The only relevant one is the Sparrow comes up, the one that you can't target the thing that it summons. That one comes up every once in a while.
Like I guess that might be something that people might overlook every now and then.
Yeah, people do. People do.
It can stop the attack. It can make sure they can't target your assembled when you go into attack, and then you'll just have a free Zeus.
Yeah, Zeus was helpful today. The thing I'll say about the Tri-Brigades, or the Lyrilusc, I mean, people have tried a lot of stuff with Tri-Brigade. The Lyrilusc, once you play this deck a few times, you'll understand how well the Lyrilusc work with the Tri-Brigade. It's actually unbelievable how well they work how well they work together. Like everything else I've tried with Tri-Brigades, it's like, this is, it's crap, basically. Like, I don't want to say in the future there might not be a playable Tri-Brigade deck that's not Lyrilusc.
We need new beasts, new wing beasts. And
basically, yeah. Well, the thing is, they come out like so quickly. They search like crazy. They put tons of material in the grave. And Kyle was saying this too. He was alluding to this earlier, which is like, you don't need to use your normal summon. The amount of times I normal summoned today late in my combo, and my opponents were like, "Didn't you already normal summon?" I don't know if that happens to you a lot, Kyle. I'll normal summon something, and my opponents were like, "Did you not normal summon yet?" I'm like, no, I actually did all of this without normaling, which is crazy. Like,
they'll either ask if I haven't normal summoned yet, or they'll be like, wait, haven't you already used that Tri-Brigade effect? And I'm like, no, there's 3 of them. So I'm going to use all of their effects.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. That's the part of the Tri-Brigade that is, to me, the most scary, because half the time, you could be burning through most of the other effects, but then the problem is when the one last Tri-Brigade hits the field, and you've already let so much material float into the graveyard. They don't realize that the amount of pain that actually comes from that one successful resolution, it is unbelievable. Like,
it's crazy.
It turns around the entire game just by one effect resolving. So that's how insane I would say these guys are. And I've experienced it first. I've tried it out myself, and I think does that cover most of the main deck here? I think it does. Maybe
there's the Kinkabayus, which I'll just say, like, I'm pretty sure you played 2, right, Kyle?
Yeah, I played 2.
Yeah, so again, I couldn't play Jack in the hand, so I was like, I felt like I had to maximize my chances at the combo because they didn't let me play Jack in the hand. So I can see playing 2 with Jack in the hand easily, but our deck lists were different by necessity because I wasn't allowed to play Jack in the hand. So that's why I played like triple of all the Lyrilusc, because I was just trying to get to Cobalt. Because once you special summon Cobalt, basically, if your opponent for some reason hasn't stopped you up to there, you're golden. basically. It's going to be hard for them to stop you. I guess the final thing I'll say, I think I've seen some... Kyle and I think are in agreement on this, but I've seen some discussion about whether or not to play Apex Avion or not. I can say with like 95% certainty that you should definitely play this card.
Yeah, the amount of times I've been told that like I'm wrong for playing Apex Avion and Statue is so many times, and no one else has actually like put in the work and like showed the results of playing Apex and Statue. There's times where if I've summoned this Apex on the end of their turn and it has saved me because they set an out, and then I'm like,
right.
Or like against Virtual World, this card is so much better.
It's better
than the Statue.
I can say I agree with that. I mean, I've set a torrential, and then the bird came down, and I just scooped up the board. If you don't remember what I said, that's probably what it was.
I think there's just like people like have this if the games go perfectly, of course you don't need Apex Avion.
Well, that's not how it goes.
But games never go perfectly. It's Yu-Gi-Oh! Like people are always trying to find an edge, get some techs.
Yeah.
So play Avion. It's like a backbreaker. Yeah. Your opponent sets 3, you summon Avion, they're like, seriously?
I mean, if you even think about it this
something, you summon more stuff.
Yeah, but like you can think about it this way: like against like an Eldritch Zoo, they set they don't have their Golden Lord on the field, and they like set 3 cards, and then they're like, oh, they've got a disruption against you, but all you gotta do is use that Avian to negate the Sanguine, and the other 2 cards are dead.
Yeah,
and a lot of times you're not doing anything because they can't even activate it, so you're negating like the card that kills your statue, basically, like Ice Dragon, Torrential, or something stupid like that, and then.
Yeah, I think a lot of people's main argument is that it's kind of sometimes you don't get to summon it against control decks because they'll set 5 and you're like, okay. But like you can summon anything else out of your deck, and worst case scenario, you draw an Apex Avion and it's discard 5 for Karis and it's a winged beast in your graveyard. So
exactly. So play this card. Basically, I think Kyle and I both agree. Just play this card. It's so much better. It helps you out.
Okay, so let's go into the extra deck here. Starting off with the Omega. Yishan, you had something else to say about this card because you didn't need it.
Did we play the exact same extra deck, Kyle?
Card
for card the same?
I thought you and Bailey played a little bit of a different one, but now looking at it, it's the exact same one.
Okay.
Yeah, so Kyle came with this extra deck. I thought maybe there was some things wrong with it. I tried some other things, and then I'm like, basically the only question in this extra deck is, should you play Omega or Downward Magician? I think that's really the only debate. You could try to fit in an access code talker somewhere.
Yeah, that's the one thing I get critiqued on the most. People ask me why I don't play access code. Number one is I don't have one.
That's the same answer for me, actually.
Number 2 is I've never been in a situation where I've been like, oh god, I wish I had an access code. I will kill you without one.
Yeah, I've never lost because I didn't have an. I have lost though because the Omega. Sometimes I like, oh man, if this was I played Downer for a little bit, and I'm like, man, if this is Omega, I would have won. And then I played Omega, and like, man, if this is Downer, I would have won. So Downer and Omega is really the only tricky part.
Okay.
You have to make a decision there.
Oh, I can see why you guys would not need the access code. I mean, Tri-Brigade, Shurag
is the main OTK dude.
He's a non-targeting banish. I think that kind of covers all problems, and I believe you can activate it during your opponent's turn too. So yeah, there's I think it can outpace that access code, especially when it's only accessible to your deck anyway. So anyways, okay, moving that aside, okay, we have also the Zeus. Zeus is Zeus, one of the pillars of the format. I mean, no doubt. This is the board clearer.
Card saved me a lot, actually. Against the trap decks, you just make the level 1, and they have to activate traps, or they lose, basically.
But it's hard, because the level 1 that you're putting, like, your...
cannot be destroyed or targeted, usually.
Yeah, you guys can make it non-targetable, because you guys have Cobalt.
Right.
And we have Recital Starling. This one lets you... add a level 1 Wing Beast from your deck to your hand. It's a Rhoda.
I'd like to collect some statistics. It's probably either this or Simorg, the 2 most summoned monsters in the extra deck.
Yeah, because it's just crazy.
You always go through this, basically.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, it definitely won me a game by attacking into a 50, 100 attack point monster. So
the sneaky effect of the both players take the battle damage. Yeah, it definitely can come up, especially like you said, you ran it into a Nibiru.
A Nibiru token. That was giant.
Nibiru token, a giant Nibiru token. And then we have a monster to summon out with the Warrior's Oath. That's probably coming out from the Tri-Brigade. This is a bounce. Then we have Appaloosa. Appaloosa. Harpy Conductor. This is probably one of your, I guess, you go into this so that you can go into this, the Samorg. Yeah. Doom Eagles. I haven't seen this card in like forever. Like, what does it do?
That won me one of my top 4 games. So it's a quick effect, shuffle back a monster from your opponent's graveyard. So it's really good against a lot of stuff in the meta because we're in a graveyard based meta. But when your opponent has no monsters in your graveyard, he's a 4800 attack point link 3.
That's pretty good, and it's pretty easy to make too.
Yeah, you can hard make him, or you can just banish 3 and make a 4800 attack point wing beast. And if it's under Samorg, you can't target it, and so it helps with OTKs.
Nice. Link Repos, your level 1 outlet, and one of the reasons why DRYTRON struggles so much against this deck. Next, we have Samorg, summons out any of your Wing Beast monsters. And then we have your Tri-Brigade kit here, or not really kit, because kit is an actual monster. This is your Tri-Brigade Brigade. So we have Farigit, which is the Baron Blossom. This one, I believe, lets you special summon out a Tri-Beast monster from your hand.
Yeah, level 4 lower.
Level 4 lower. And I believe when it's removed from the field, you also get a draw a card or something like that?
No, so it's when it's sent to the graveyard. So you can, if it gets Maximus, you can draw a card too.
Oh, okay. Oh,
and then you can send like Omega Tri-Brigade.
So you do these two when you get hit by, say, a Maximus. Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And the amount of times I've gone into like a Judgment or like an Imp order with it is crazy. Okay. It's like wild.
Nice.
It's good.
Okay. It's good. Then we have the one that I don't see as often, but this one lets you special summon during your opponent's turn. One of your level 4 or lower Tri-Beast monsters from your hand or graveyard. Negates its effect, but it also bounces back to hand. Does it do anything when sent to graveyard?
It does, but it's
attack loss.
It's like negligible.
Yeah.
And then the boss of the big boss of the deck, that is one of your key spot removers. You have Shureg. Anytime when it itself is summoned, special summoned out, or when another Wing Beast monster is special summoned, do a non-targeting banish. And this one also lets you fetch back one of your monsters, or rather add a card from your deck to your hand, based on the number of cards banished. That was insane. I know this card because I love using it in my Tri-Brigade deck. Okay, that's really, really awesome. Nice lineup. And as for the side deck, you have triple Lancia. I think this one makes sense. I think this is actually pretty standard now to most people's decks. We have Dark Samorg. What's up with that?
Yeah, did you play this, Kyle? You can cut this, but I never cited it in. But like,
so this is like something I decided to put in like when I first started playing.
This was Kyle's idea. Yeah.
This just stomps on stuff. Like, I've had games where I've summoned this and the control decks literally say, okay, we can go to game 3. I literally can't out that. I can't target it, and it's 20. And best part about it, so you can summon it off the Samorg. If you draw this, you can hard make this, because banish a dark monster and a wind monster from your graveyard to special summon it.
But yeah, it doesn't seem that hard to make at all.
Yeah.
Next we have Pangar Traps, because it's really, really good. We have Triple Droll, kill off, I think most meta decks actually do struggle against this now. Lightning Storm, 2 of them. You already have the Duster in the main, so this can also clear out maybe pesky Vanities. Imperial Order, not fond of this card. You guys can probably take this out. But no, it's really good. It turns off like every single big negator card.
Board.
Yeah, anything that outs your board, basically. It like Dark Ruler, it can negate that. Red Reboot, OTK button. And then there is Triple Judgment for going first. That's what I'm assuming, guys.
Yeah,
you guys wouldn't put this going second, would you? That's crazy.
I don't put it in going second, really.
Yeah, there's been like rare times I've done it, but it's like against something like super slow.
Yeah, it's something super slow, but
like
I played everything
like,
fast.
If I'm playing against like Mystic Mine, I'll like...
Yeah, you might want to put this in.
I'll tech 1 or 2 in just to be like, I'm not losing to your stupid deck.
Yeah, so
I'm going to judgment your judgment, basically.
So if you're playing Hanko, then yeah, this is coming.
Yeah, one thing I will say, people have been pointing out the Harpy Trap card, which is basically like if you have a Harpy, you can activate it from your hand.
Yeah. You can do it with
it
this.
Has some merit.
You're talking about Harpy's Featherstorm, right?
Harpy's Featherstorm. It has some merit. I've been actually thinking about it. the one thing I like about it is that if you're somehow your combo gets stopped and you're playing against a deck that's really weak to this card, you can just use it. You can use it, and then your opponent's gonna skip their turn, and you're gonna win the duel basically because they skip their turn. The one problem is it's not as good against cards like evenly matched or like, yeah, I think Judgment is fine. It's just I'm not convinced on this card. It's on my radar as a potential possibility. There are some cool tricks with Heartbeat Conductor. You can activate this from your hand on, but like you don't really have that much of a problem drawing hand traps anyway. And if you can afford to go into Heartbeat Conductor, you're probably fine anyway. So,
so like I'm on like at the opposite end. I have been testing that card. I do not like it.
You don't like it? Okay, I've never played it. I just thought people have been
playing in my deck because a lot of people that do play it, they either play it and then they play like weird ratios of everything else, and they like play like we play a lot of hand traps, play like 9. I've seen people play this deck with like 15 hand traps and Heartbeat
insane.
And I'm like, you can't play. Like I know a lot of people are against Jack in the hand, and I'm like, that's wrong because you can grab like 2 forms of your combo basically, and then you're like, great. There's no reason not to play it. Whereas, like,
sure there is. You can't play it because you're not allowed to play it. I'm
now,
just kidding.
That's the
I'm
only
just messing
reason.
with you. I'm
Now
just
there's
messing
a
with you.
reason. Thank you. But like, Harpy's Featherstorm, you draw that going second. Most of the time, it's like, I wish this was not this card.
Ah, okay.
Because
Makes sense.
if it was like a Lancia or a Droll or something, it'd be great. But if it was a Harpy Featherstorm,
I mean, it would be like replace. It would like replace Judgment, but
It feels like it feels like it's a going first card from any.
it's just something I
monster
thought.
packs.
It's just something that's been on my radar, but I haven't really tested it. So
because a lot of people use it to out Nibiru, but like you already don't have a problem.
you don't have a problem with the beer going first. Can you take a look at Kyle's deck real quick?
Oh yes, of course, of
Good
course.
to see it.
I almost forgot about that. Thanks for
Yeah.
reminding me. So we are changing a couple of things here. We are removing one of these Karases. All right, that's flinged out. And what else are we changing here? Kinkaboyo. That's another.
Yep,
one
one
remove.
Kinkaboyo.
One
And
Kinka, 2 Swallows.
2 of these. You remove 2 Swallows.
Yeah, and one Sparrow. So and then one of the Cobalt Sparrows.
And 1 of the Cobalt Sparrows as well. Wow.
Yeah. So the main reason is because I had Jack in the hand, or I thought I
Right.
was allowed to play
A lot of
it.
things change when you have Jack in the hand. So
Well, let's put those in. Let's see what happens. Okay, we got triple Jack in the hand.
I also played Foolish Burial.
You played Foolish Bro. What is it for?
It's one. If your fractal stopped, it's an additional way to get a monster in the grave. But it's also any other point in the game, you can send a Nerval. You can send what you need to summon
Right.
off a Kinkaboyo.
I almost forgot about that. You turn Nerval into
Okay.
basically your Rhoda. That's a really good Rhoda. That means you have not only the Tenki, but it's functioning much like the Tenki.
Oh, basically.
and then
And
is it
then-
2 droplets and then
And
the
then
lightning
the 2
storms or
droplets.
something else, right?
Yeah, and then the 2 droplets.
Okay, so we got the 2 droplets. So you're running 41 card.
Yeah, I'm running 41 cards.
Kyle loves 41.
I do too.
Actually crazy. I asked, except for 2 opponents, I asked them how many cards were in their main deck. Almost all of them, except for 1, said they were playing 41. Everybody said, "Oh, I'm playing 41." I'm like, that's crazy. Okay. People love 41. Like, I just can't cut anything. I'm like, all right. That's
And
all
as
good.
for the side deck, what was the difference?
Okay, so I didn't have Lightning Storms because
Okay.
I don't own them. I was playing 2 Evenlies
Yeah.
because so if you're playing against a control deck, you really don't need to kill them because my board after I've Evenlied, I usually don't lose because they just end on whatever 1 card they kept, and then I have like Statue or Apex or Appaloosa and all this stuff, and I'm like, if you can top deck out of this, you're good. But if not, this evenly put in a lot of work. So as I mentioned earlier, I've been playing Nibiru,
Okay, so we are switching into beer.
but I was only playing 2. I was only playing 2.
This is a guilty laugh for playing Nibiru.
Oh, let's put that.
And it won me a game, and actually it won me the match. So I can't really say I shouldn't have been playing it, but like probably shouldn't have been playing it.
An accidental win.
Yeah. I was only playing 2 Drolls and 2 Nibirus, but that was only because I was also playing 2 Cosmics.
There we go. We've got this fixed up.
I'm a weirdo. I've always liked 2 ofs. No, everybody always gets mad at me for it, but in my side deck, I've always liked.
Hey, at
It
least
just feels right.
you have your kit. You have
I
your
convinced
kit.
him into 3 judgment though. I
No,
convinced him into 3 judgment.
I'm a control player at heart. I will never not play through Judgment. If I could play three TC in here, they'd be in here too.
TC in this deck would be crazy.
They'd be
that
in
would
here.
be crazy.
But
please
yeah,
don't.
I mean, yeah, no, it'd be scary.
Does it even work within your own deck to play TC?
I mean, not really.
Like, you can play, but why would you do it? Why would you do it?
Okay, that's fair. I think that covers the entire deck. Let's talk about how to kill DRYTRON. It's fairly easy. Set up the big bird. I think I'll just tell you guys how I died, and I think that's pretty much it. Set up the big bird, even under the drill. Set up the big bird, drop the tiny bird, but make sure that when you have the tiny bird, you also have a link rebuild next to it. That's all it is. And then you realize how many outs do you have in your main deck. You look through your main deck, and you have to look at everything that you can normal summon. All the alphas, all the novas, all the Fafnirs. Basically, every card in your deck is dead, so you need to do the normal summon. So you're looking at your Manjus now, your Dawn Knight. So yes, Manju and Dawn Knight can run over this beautiful statue. This almost looks like something from Metroid here. And this Chozo here is just going to sit there and be like, what are you going to do about me? So you summon out the Manju, you try to attack. Link Karibo, activates. Oh no! And unless you have a Call by the Grave for that Link Karibo, you are 100% dead. Like, there is nothing you can do because now you're at 0 attack with the Manju, with the Dawn Knight, and you pass turn. And guess what's happening next turn? I think that the graveyard's fully loaded and ready to kill. And actually, before that even happens, the Apex Avian comes out. So like, they're guaranteed to go through with whatever that they're gonna do. Does that sum it up?
Yeah,
basically, yeah. I mean, if they can't out the statue, it's over. You don't even have to go Avian if they don't set up anything, because they probably... You can, like, summon, like, another Cobalt Sparrow from your deck, search and Nerval. Like, the plus is just...
Yeah.
And then at the end of your turn, you summon out the thing, because you just want the negate on their turn, so it's over. It's over. If they can't out it, they can't out it, so it's...
And there you have it. How to kill DRYTRON. Okay, well, have you guys figured out any other shoutouts you guys want to give?
Yeah, I guess I should. My friends, they want to be on your channel, Tom Box. They're like, I'll give them the name.
Okay, we'll take them. All
right, here we go.
Here we go. The whole list.
All right, we have Darren, Bailey, Donovan, Kyle, Andrew, Aaron, Nick Lowe, Jonathan, Fritz, Colby. Okay.
I
hope they're happy.
I guess I have one, and it's not like positive either. It's kind of just like a in your face type of thing.
It's a call out
to the Lyrilusc Discord group that was talking crap and saying mine and Yishan's deck was bad. When are you gonna top?
No, when am I gonna see you on the invitational?
Damn, that's all right. We threw out the shade. Okay.
All right, congratulations to both of you. Thank you guys for joining in. If you guys enjoyed this video, smash that thumbs up button. I know it's a bit of a longer one, but man, it's not just about showing the cards. It's about the journey, the people, and how they got there. All right, guys, and they have explained how to kill DRYTRONs at the very least, so that's a major thumbs up right there. And hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Smash thumbs up, hit the like, hit subscribe, ding the notification bell. Appreciate all of you guys. Don't forget, guys, to check out Yishan's channel down in the description. In fact, I'm gonna put it at the very beginning of the description so you guys won't miss it. And he has got a lot of great tips. Again, still my favorite video on your channel is the one telling people how to get better, and the advice you gave out, be a judge, because knowing the rulings, huge difference. Huge difference, guys. Less argument. It's a more fun experience overall. And yeah, that's a Tom Box recommendation. And I'll see you guys in the next one.